Hello everyone, welcome to Moonflower Tarot. Before I begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me, and the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So let's start. So the purpose of this video or tarot reading is to figure out what are some messages from your future self. So messages from your future self right here, right now, to give you some advice to take action or take heed. Here we go. So we have 3 piles here, 1, 2, 3. Each one has a paper crane on top of it. I'm going to count down from 10, and that's going to give you 10 seconds to decide between the 3 paper cranes starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you've made your choice, I'm going to go right ahead and start with the first crane and move the other crane and cards out of the way. So let's see what we have for the first crane. So for this crane, what are some messages from your future self? So what messages do we have from your future self? Let's see. Yeah, let's start with these cards actually. So we have here. Okay, I might need to make some extra space. Hold on one second. Let me just move these towards this. Okay, just bear with me. I need to make a little more space because it's kind of cramped. Okay, so what messages do we have from your future self to you currently? So we have the Chariot, we have the 9 of Chalices, and then we have the Wheel of Fate. Okay, so without a doubt, the message here is that you should really take charge of your life. Like right now, I'm almost getting the sense that things may be kind of floating around. You're kind of in this like meh state where you're neither here nor there. You're kind of just like maybe even getting a sense of like boredom or a little bit like waiting around. Obviously with the times, I think currently everyone's doing that a little bit, but this is, I think, deeper than that. This is like a spiritual kind of feeling of meh, like what am I doing with my life? That kind of sort of listless feeling, or maybe even the feeling of just going through the motions. But here with the Chariot, your future self is saying, wake up, basically, take charge and really balance out your life. And I think one way you could do this is maybe set your priorities straight. Get out a notebook or a piece of paper, write down a list of your major priorities. And this isn't just about, doing the dishes, taking the trash out, doing groceries. This is more about, I'm talking about like major life goals, as in, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And this could be all different areas of your life. In your emotional life, in your career, spiritually, even maybe fitness goals, like physically. Like, where do you really want to be in maybe even just a year? Not in 5 years, but even just in a year, within a year, where do you want to be? Write down goals that will get you there. And think of it as like a straight arrow. It's like when you write these things down into a real tangible list that you can look at right in front of you, it's like a way to get a bow and arrow, basically, like your own bow and arrow when it comes to manifestation, like manifesting what you want in life. And then every time you cross something off that list, it's like you're shooting that arrow that will take you to that dream or goal that will manifest these things into your life, like a straight arrow. It's just a very straight path here. Once you, really, write it down and just get it done and cross it out. Can't be more straightforward than that. But yeah, I think that's the vibe that I'm getting from your future self. But I'm also seeing that, yes, taking charge and charging ahead like that is great, but also the importance of balance here, because the Chariot is also about balance. It can also represent polarities in your life that you need to balance out. So, for example, this is just an example. So let's just say that you have a goal in life to develop a certain career, or if you're like a student, you want to get into a certain program, like at a university or a master's degree or something like that, and you're trying to figure out a way to balance that goal out with your personal life. Like maybe you have kids, or maybe you have like a relationship that needs time and effort and energy. You may want to write down a list, or two separate lists, right, for each area of your life that you're working on, like what you want to work on in those two different areas. And then you want to sort of, after you're done creating those two separate lists, you want to combine them, kind of like a Venn diagram, and whatever you can combine together, circle those in a really bright color. And those are going to be your main lists, or main priorities that will manifest things into your life, your deepest desires, wishes, dreams. As long as you do them and cross them out, the faster you do it, the faster you will manifest these things, these amazing dreams and goals into your life. It's really in your hands. So that's what I'm getting from your future self. I know that was kind of long-winded, but next we have the Nine of Chalices. So what do you know? So it's saying that when you do these things, really take charge of manifesting these things into your life by setting goals in a very tangible way, in a very straightforward, straight arrow type of way, you're going to reach your dreams. Nine of Chalices is all about reaching your deepest desires, your dreams, your goals, everything that you've ever wanted in life. You know, you don't need a genie lamp as long as you know how to manifest those things. And once again, think of the bow and arrow analogy that I talked about earlier. The bow and arrow is in your hands. It's just how you decide, or when you decide to shoot the arrow, and also how you aim the arrow, which is all, that's all in your hands. Like, do you want it to be a straight path? Do you want to wait, or do you want to maybe juggle it around? It's really it all depends on how you set your priorities. Next, we have the Wheel of Fate. So I'm seeing that these goals that you have, whatever they may be, are dreams, desires. This isn't just about, I just want a little bit of this, want a little bit of that in my life. This is something that once you manifest these things and really get into manifesting these things in your life, this is going to be a major change. It's going to be a whirlwind of a change. It's going to change your life completely. 180. Completely. So let's look at some more cards here to try to get more depth. So what is this talking about? I mean, what more insight can we get in terms of what your future self is trying to tell you here? Because I'm getting a lot of deep messages. So here we have the Queen of Rods, we have the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Sun. So I'm seeing that this is about a personal passion that you may have, whether it's a career or personal passion, like maybe you're a creative passion. It could also be something involving like fitness goals or something like that. I'm getting like this really fiery energy from you. I'm thinking that you may have some fire placements in your astrological chart. So Leo, Aries, Sag, somewhere in your astro chart. So things are going to move really fast. Once you really set your goals and really, don't hesitate to really sit down and take the time to write these goals, to combine different lists, once again, like where they can meet in the middle. When you can, it's a great feeling when you can cross out one thing and then knock out two birds with one stone, right? So, but once you decide to actually sit down and get to doing this, things are going to move really fast. Things are going to manifest very quickly into your life. It's not going to be a slow burn. This is going to be like fast. fast. Like this is going to be like, wow, like things are suddenly happening in my life. Certain dreams and my deepest desires, my dreams that I've been, nursing in my heart for God knows how long, like years. And then here we have the sun. So I'm also seeing here, there's going to be, from this sun card, I'm seeing happiness, but also maybe in love or some kind of relationship dynamic that blossoms here. This could be a new love. This could be maybe a current love, but I'm really getting more so the energy of new love. But it could also be, a current relationship that is taken to another level or heightened. But because of the Wheel of Fate, I'm getting more so the energy that this is a new love. It's like almost like an eclipse vibe where as you're manifesting these goals really quickly, you're also going to be manifesting this really like happy, like twin flame entity into your life, getting like a really strong passionate love dynamic here, and I'm also getting a strong sense of like puppy love. So it's a good feeling, a good vibe that I'm getting. So let's look at another piece of imagery here that might be helpful. Okay, so your future self is saying that you are in a blessed phase, or you are entering a blessed phase right now when you clicked on this video. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you really have to take charge. Like, as the Chariot said, tap into that Mars energy. You may have some fire in your chart. You may not. And by fire, I mean Leo, Sag, Aries. But if you don't, still, you can anyone can tap into their Mars. You may want to even find your Mars sign, and that'll give you, there's Mars sign calculators online. If you just type into Google Mars sign calculator, you can figure out your Mars sign, and that's gonna really, really help you in harnessing that drive that you have, that inner drive, inner passion. And knowing your Mars sign is going to figure out how to do that more effectively. Like, in what way are you more effective? What really motivates and drives you is going to be your Mars sign ultimately. So I would advise that you look into it and find your Mars sign. Use that to your advantage. And yeah, you are entering a blessed phase. So use that to your advantage now while the getting is good, because you are entering a phase of abundance, of like, almost like you have this lucky charm energy. You're entering that phase, and you might as well use that to your advantage. Use those that lucky energy, abundant energy, that phase that you're entering. So let's look at some more advice here that from your future self. Let's look at some more advice. So here we have Peony, Health, and Wild. Okay, so ultimately I'm seeing here health. Focus on all parts to make the whole. Yes, don't forget about your health, because without health you have nothing. And this isn't just physical health. This isn't just about exercise and eating right and sleeping well. This is also emotional and mental and spiritual health that you need to focus on. Get counseling if you need it. Talk to a friend. Take a mental health day if you need it. Also, make sure that the things that you're consuming and ingesting, this isn't just food. This could be energy, emotional energy that you are ingesting around you in your environment. Make sure that it's healthy. Make sure that it's uplifting, and ultimately make sure that it's bringing you to a state of better emotional and spiritual health. And also Wild. Believe in your otherworldly beauty. Dance with the waves and drink in the sunshine. Getting here from your future self, don't be afraid to let loose. Don't be, afraid. Don't necessarily be all, like tight. Was it like, what am I saying? Like, not tight-fisted. I don't know why I was thinking like tight-fisted, but like kind of rigid and just like in a state of like, ooh, like hesitant, being hesitant and like, like a tense sort of energy. Like, let go of all of that. Let go of that energy and allow yourself to kind of act on instinct. Once again, I'm really getting this strong vibe that you will benefit greatly from tapping into that Mars energy. Please do look into your Mars sign. So Mars sign calculator online, it's free, but really look into that and really tap into your wild energy. And what I mean by wild is Stop caring about what other people think. Let go of societal expectations. Think about what drives you, but not just about, oh, this is what drives me because this is what society says that's supposed to drive me. Think about your gut instincts, your raw emotions, your raw physical instincts. To tap into that, like tap into this unfiltered energy that you have. Once again, Mars energy. Find your Mars sign and tap into that. Allow yourself to be wild, let loose, let go of that tension. I'm getting that maybe there's some tension, you're holding on, you're thinking too hard about what others think of you. You're looking over your shoulder like, oh, what are they saying about me? Are they judging me? Let go of that and just do what you want. Try it out. Once again, knowing your Mars sign is really going to help you harness that wild energy, because humans, we are, I think, naturally meant to be wild. We're not all meant to be, all tense and constantly thinking about what are they thinking about me? Are they judging me? What am I supposed to be doing? Well, it's time. I think this phase right now is saying you're blessed, and you can allow yourself in this blessed phase to let go of those hesitations and this feeling. I'm getting this feeling of tension, of this like tightness in the body. Let go and just do what you want, for a change. Just do whatever you feel like doing. And I'm not saying, be reckless or, be logical. I mean, obviously exercise, use common sense, obviously, but allow yourself to really be in tune with that wild energy, Mars sign calculator. Just, find your Mars sign and really tap into that, because that's going to be how you can set yourself free. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again, group 1 for this crane, that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, I'm going to move straight into the second group. So let's see what we have for the second crane here. So what messages do we have from your future self? So what messages do we have from group 2's future self? So what messages do we have from your future self? What do they want to tell you right here, right now, at the moment that you clicked on this video and are watching this at the moment? Okay, so let's see. We have 2 of coins. We have the King of Coins. Oh, and then we have the Page of Wands. Okay, let me just take a really quick sip of my coffee. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so 2 of Coins. Your future self is telling you that a really lucrative business partnership, something involving a partnership with another person, maybe even a partner, a teammate, someone who you can work with to build that abundance and coin in your life, to grow your bank account, to grow your assets, to grow your resources, is going to come your way, like a lucrative partnership. Here we have the King of Coins. So if you really take hold of this opportunity and grow it, this is going to pay off big time. So I think your future self is telling you, do not squander this opportunity and really take charge of this. Really try to benefit from this and get what you can from this really abundant phase right now, this opportunity that's coming your way. Next, we have the Page of Wands. So I think this is ultimately going to be involving a creative passion or something that maybe you are passionate about, but you kind of lost touch with, or maybe something that you're passionate about that you haven't quite had the opportunity to really grow up until this new opportunity that's entering, which is like maybe a sponsorship, business, partnership, or someone who's offering you a contract, or maybe even it could even be freelance or something is coming your way that's going to be really lucrative, maybe even a new job opportunity involving this passion, this creative hobby or passion, or something that you're just really passionate about. It's going to really give you an opportunity here to grow that. So let's look at the next set of cards to see what more details do we have here from your future self. So let's get some more details. Wow. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Tower, and then we have the Star. So yes, this opportunity is going to be super lucrative. This may even be life-changing to a certain extent. And then here we have the Tower. So this isn't going to be a slow burn type of a thing. This opportunity is going to enter your life like a lightning bolt, and you're not going to know what's going on. You're just going to be like, what? Wait, now? Like this quick? This fast? Like that's how you're going to feel, and it's really just going to come into your life like a shock, like a surprise, and you're going to feel like not like an earthquake, because that's kind of scary, but you will feel like this sort of jolt of like lightning. Like what? You're going to feel awake, and you're going to feel like, I have to grab this opportunity right now. This may scare you. This may take you out of your usual routine or going through the motions. So this may actually shock you a little bit, but I think it's going to be a really good opportunity here. So don't shy away from it. Don't fear change, especially when it's going to be beneficial change and progress. So here we have the Star. So this really involves some dreams, right? So once again, that really passionate energy from earlier, something that you're passionate about, that you're holding a torch for, like some kind of really passionate hobby or some creative passion. This is some like star energy. This is a dream that is like, I'm getting like almost like this is, whether you know it or not, like subconsciously or consciously, this is something that you really value, and it's really going to take you to places. It's going to be more than just a job, I'm getting. Like this may even turn into an empire or something that involves humanitarian work. With the Star energy, it usually involves like humanitarian work, helping others, maybe even philanthropy, really growing a dream that's bigger than yourself, bigger than the people around you, and ultimately bigger in terms of involving the world, involving helping others, or just for a really big cause that's bigger than you even. And I'm getting some air energy, Aquarian energy. So you may have some Aquarian or even Libra or Gemini placements in your astrological chart, but I am really getting that you are entering this sort of personal age of Aquarius, if you will. So let's try to get some imagery for you. So let's see some important imagery from your future self. So truth be told. So I'm really seeing that your future self is encouraging you to be honest with others. Be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Tell the truth. Be, honest and clear in your words, in your actions. Tell your truth. Let your inner truth, your deep truth be known. And I'm even getting the sense that maybe you are afraid that, if I say what I really think, people are going to judge me, or if I do what I really want to do, if I really, make it public, like my thoughts, like my deep inner thoughts or my dreams or, things like that, maybe involving helping others or some cause that's bigger than you. It's like you're afraid or maybe a bit hesitant to let this known, like your true inner thoughts about this. But here it's saying open those doors wide and let your truth be told. Allow your truth to shine into the world, into the universe, and that's going to help you manifest your dreams better. Because the universe, I think ultimately they're going to hear you, and somehow that's going to help you manifest things faster and more effectively into your life. So let's see some more messages here for you from your future self, some more messages. So here we have ambition, and then we have devotion. So yes, with ambition, I'm seeing do not be afraid to be ambitious. It's kind of like with the previous with the previous pile. Really tap into your Mars energy. This might even be just a theme for this video, possibly, but okay, so look up, so Google Mars sign calculator in order to find your Mars sign, because when it comes to drive, ambition, passions, whatever your Mars sign is, it's really going to help you figure out knowing your Mars sign is really going to help you figure out how to harness that drive and passion in the right way. So once again, look up a Mars sign calculator and find your Mars sign. That's really going to help you really figure out how do I harness my ambition? How do I harness my drive? And how do I set my sights beyond the horizon, essentially. And then here we have white carnation, devotion, be true and pure in thought and deed. So this actually goes really well with this truth be told card. So once again, with the Aquarian placements that you have in your astrological chart, or this personal phase that you're entering, this personal age of Aquarius that you're entering, it's all about dreams, like your dreams, and really being honest with yourself in terms of your thoughts, your personal truth, and letting it be known to the world, letting it be known to the universe, and being devoted. And also it says here, be true and pure in thought and deed. So yeah, be true, be pure to your true inner thoughts and your true inner truth, your subconscious truth. Let it, release it into the world, and the universe will hear you, and that will ultimately help you to manifest these dreams that you have into your life in a more effective way. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again, group 2, for this crane, that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to the third group. So let's move on to the third group. So for this crane, so what does your future self want to tell you? So what messages do we have here from your future self right when you clicked on this video and landed on this crane? So what does your future self want to tell you, group 3? Let me just take a quick sip of my coffee. Okay, excuse me, guys. So we have fortitude, we have the 4 of chalices, and then we have the 6 of chalices. Okay, so I'm seeing here that you are going to be called upon by the universe to really harness your strength, so this card traditionally is La Fuerza, or strength. So this is all about calling forth your personal strength, your inner strength, and beating the odds, no matter the fear, no matter what other people tell you, no matter how difficult or how many odds there seem to be against you. It's all about calling forth that strength and rising victorious. Like if you look at this card traditionally, there's a woman who's holding a lion's mouth open. She is using her strength to the extent that she's, defeating a lion, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of energy that you need to really call forth, and it's inside you. It's really in all of us. I think maybe you might have some fire placements or water. No, I'm actually getting more strong water in your chart. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your chart. I'm getting really strong Pisces placements in your astro chart. However, you need to call upon the fire in your chart. And this is really starting to become a theme in this entire video, calling upon your fire, that Mars energy. So once again, for this group as well, like I told the other groups, look up your Mars sign calculator. Look up your Mars sign by Googling or looking up a Mars sign calculator, and that's going to help you figure out your Mars sign. And that's ultimately going to help you to really figure out what your Mars sign is and how to really harness this Mars energy, which directs your drive, your passion, and that inner strength. That sort of instinct for survival is all Mars, that like fiery Mars energy. Even if you have strong water placements in your chart, possibly, you really want to find that Mars sign, find out how to harness this fiery energy inside of you that we all have. So Here we have the Four of Chalices. So I'm seeing that right now you're currently in a bit of a state of like, ooh, I'm just kind of waiting around. Or you're in a state of kind of going through the motions of things that you don't really want to do. I'm getting like maybe you're doing it because you know you have to, you have obligations. But I think there's a deep inner kind of boredom, even like an inner sort of feeling of I'm just going through the motions. I'm really not satisfied. But here I'm seeing the Six of Chalices. I think that you are kind of stuck in the past in some way, some past memory of someone or something that you're reminiscing about. But because I think that boredom, but I think ultimately your future self is telling you not to do that. Let go of the past. And once again, instead of focusing on the past, look towards your inner strength to try to change your current situation, change the things that you can control, and once again, let go of the things that you can't. And I really do think that finding your Mars sign through a Mars sign calculator that you can find online is going to help you to harness this energy, really getting to know that part of yourself, because as humans we all have that Mars energy within us. As humans we all have that instinct for survival and self-preservation and drive, motivation, passion. And so yes, really try to get in tune with your Mars sign. Read up on it, research about your Mars sign, and once again, find a Mars sign calculator that'll tell you everything you need to know. It's going to be really pivotal, really helpful. So here's some more information, more details from your future self. So we have Ace of Swords, the Four of Coins, and the World. So I'm seeing here that yes, you're really going to be, your future self is saying something's going to happen. You're entering a phase where something's going to happen where you're really going to have to be strong. You're really going to have to build upon, call forth that Mars energy that you have. And once again, through your Mars sign, finding out more about your Mars sign is really going to help. You're going to have to be strict. You're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to wield that inner strength that is symbolized by this sword. You're going to have to be a little bit no BS, a little bit take no prisoners, and a little bit maybe even ruthless. I'm not saying that you have to be ruthless, but I'm saying that strength, inner strength is really going to be key here, and you're going to have to cut through the BS. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, just to put it frankly. And then we have the Four of Coins. So yeah, don't put all your cards out on the table. Your future self is saying, whatever the situation is that's upcoming, be strong, build upon that Mars energy, be straightforward, and don't veer off course from what you need. You do you. Don't put all your cards on the table. Don't tell everybody your secrets. Maybe be more of an observer. Observe. Take notes of the situation that's going on around you. Take note of whatever other people are saying around you. Study your surroundings, but do not give them information on what you're thinking, your inner. It's almost like maneuvering a chessboard. Observe others, but you can allow them to observe you, but don't put everything on the table. It's like if you're playing chess or playing a poker game, you want to keep your own cards close to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, not hide them, just don't put it all out there. So that's going to be really helpful. And then we have the World. Here I'm seeing a need to, once again, let go of the past. Let go of whatever's haunting you from your past. Look at the world. It's a big place. There's billions of people in this world. There's, beyond this world even, there's a giant universe filled with multiple galaxies, multiple dimensions. It's a really big existence out there. It is literally infinite. So whatever past experience you had, I'm not diminishing it in any way, but try to look past that incident. Whatever it was, if you need therapy, if you need to talk it out, if you need some external help, seek it. But I am seeing here that you're really going to benefit from trying to look at the bigger world around you, explore like the world is your oyster, literally, and you're gonna figure out how to look around at the treasures that this world has to offer in terms of new ideas, new hobbies, new skills that you can learn, new things that you can explore, places, people. And also, I mean, with the internet now, it's pretty much you have the world at your fingertips. Don't be afraid to harness that power that everyone has as long as you have access to a computer. So yeah, harness that knowing that the world is in fact your oyster. And I think your future self is trying to tell you that. Like, you're entering a phase where the world really is your oyster. The world is at your fingertips, and you're going to have a lot of options here. A lot of fruitful chances, opportunities coming your way, so don't squander them. And then here we have one last piece of imagery. We have the fates. So yeah, I think ultimately it's time to let go of that feeling of fear, that feeling that I need to control everything, a feeling that I don't know where everything's headed, and ultimately being a worrier. Don't be a worrier, don't be a worrywart. Ultimately, trust in what the universe has in store for you, because things will happen at the right moment when they're meant to happen. Once you let go of that need to control, that need to compartmentalize everything, that need to, once again have this like tense energy of like, I need to control everything, I need to know when everything's happening at the right time, and questioning everything. Just let go of that tension, and that's when you least expect it. These things, the fates, will lend you a hand. So let's look at some more messages that we may have here for you from your future self. So here we have Camellia, and then we have Explore. So Camellia, so peace, be calm and calm will come. So exactly, yeah, what I told you, like, don't worry, don't try to control everything. Once again, that saying is really important. You can control the things that you can, but let go of the things that you can't, like external things that you can't control. Learn to let them go. Just be like, well, whatever, and relax, and really just focus on the things that you can control, that are important to you, that is constructive, and otherwise let go of the tension, emotional tension, mental tension, physical tension, even spiritually. Just trust that the universe has your back, and it will have your back. You have to first sort of allow yourself to be receptive to the gifts that the universe has to offer, by kind of allowing yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually to harness this sort of energy of being a vessel for abundance. Like, in order to allow these things, prosperity, abundance, manifestations into your life, you have to trust first. Trust is key. Trust is the first step. Trust in the universe. And yeah, really try to let go of whatever tension, because I'm getting a lot of tension. So yeah, peace, Camellia, peace, be calm and calm will come. Allow yourself to be calm, and the things that you desire will come towards you once you let go of that need to control, because that's actually blocking a lot of things. And here we have Explore. Maps show what has already been discovered. Go another way. So I'm seeing here, once again, with the World card that we got earlier, don't be afraid to explore the world. That actually goes really well with this World card. So if you've been feeling like you're in a rut, feeling like I'm going through the motions, like feeling like, oh, I feel like, I'm just not satisfied. Well, it's up to you, I think, ultimately, to explore what the world has to offer in terms of people, places, environments, new knowledge that you can obtain, new things that you can research and explore and pursue. The world, once again, you're entering this phase where the world is your oyster and the world is at your fingertips, and you're really going to benefit from exploring this. Explore what has already maps show what has already been discovered, go another way. So yeah, don't be afraid to explore the unknown. Once again, really get in tune with that receptive energy here. Let go of that need to control everything. And that's when the universe will manifest things into your life, once you trust in the universe and don't be afraid to explore, really explore life to its fullest. And also, once again, I want to remind you, tapping into that Mars energy, finding that Mars calculator. There are Mars sign calculators online, and it usually says Mars sign calculator